guys doing? It's me, Lordine, your girl. I'm back with you guys, and I wanted to share with you the word. And I'm changing the vibe. I am on my comfortable, white, soft, very nice, comfortable little carpet. In this video with you guys and tell you something very interesting that I've read. So, we are working in a brand new year, and I was talking to the youth about something very interesting about a young, beautiful girl, and I just want to share with you guys too. So, if I teach them something, I might as well share it with you guys so you guys can have an idea about what I'm teaching. And I took some notes, and you all know, if you haven't watched my videos, I always have this with me where I personally write all my notes when I read the word and when I do go to church on the morning. So, I have been talking about lust, okay? And it's a very interesting topic, and it can be a very personal topic to certain people, but you know, it's a deep topic where you can talk with the youth and allow them to know what is adultery, why it's not good, and what's the beginning of certain things that happened in the past that, hey, look, everything that we see now has been happened before in the past, and if you go through the Bible, there's things that you'll learn that's very interesting. And if you want to know about what was the first murder on earth, and it was Abel and Cain, two brothers, and jealousy caused the brother to kill the other brother. And when you continue, we're reading about the story of Tamar, how she's a beautiful girl of King David, and one of his sons slept with her. And through the story, it starts with how he felt tormented, like troubled in his mind. Like he really wanted, well, he said he loved her so much and he wanted to basically sleep with her. And for me, I don't know if there's another story about that, but I believe it's this first story of history where a young lady get raped. That's a crime. And to violate your own sister is very interesting. And everyone out of the house, and they all cleared out. Then he said to Tamar, "Bring the food into my bedroom, where we can eat in privacy." She took the nourishing dumplings she had prepared and brought them to her brother Amnon in his bedroom. But when she got ready to feed him, he grabbed her and said, "Come to me. Come to bed with me, sister." "No, brother," she said. "Don't hurt me. This kind of thing isn't done in Israel. Don't do this terrible thing. Where could I ever show my face? And you'll be out on the street in disgrace. Oh, please. Speak to the king. He'll let you marry me." But he wouldn't listen. No. His love was really not love. It was lust. And he had desires. And he wanted it to become true. And once he slept with her, he hated her with so much passion, you guys. No. Sooner had Amnon raped her than he hated her, an immense hatred. The hatred that he felt for her was greater than the love he had for her. "Get up," he said, "and get out." "Oh no, brother," she said. "Please. This is even worse evil than what you did to me." And I'm like, wow. I'm going to share with you guys that specific verses, what I'm talking about. I'm just summarizing it for you guys. I don't want to read the whole passage, but I'll give you those main passages that shows you the verse and what it says, because so you can go back in this video and read it yourself. But it's on 2 Samuel 13 from 1 through 22. And I wanted to share with you guys about lust, and then when I say lustful actions turns to hatred, Amnon didn't really love his sister. It was lust, confusion of the heart. He really didn't know what he really had in his heart. He said he loved his sister, but in the meantime, he loved her so much to the point where you violate her and take away her dignity and shame her. That is not love. That is hatred. Okay? He had desires. He didn't love her in a way to protect her, but loved her in a sexual manner. And he basically allowed the devil to take over his mind, you know? So when I really focused, I went back to Matthew chapter 5, verses 29, when it talks about you shall not commit adultery. And that's a sign of adultery. And don't sleep with other people, don't mingle with, you know, it's a lot of things, you guys. It's a lot of things. If you throw your right eye, call it a sin, tear it out and throw it away. This is a big sin. And Tamar talks about how she even feels worse when he actually kicks her out of the room, out of the chamber, and locks the door behind her. She did not want to leave that room because she felt so shameful, to the point where a long time ago, when you are a virgin, you had to wear a long dress, and that shows that you are a virgin. You're not just exposing your body in certain ways. And she felt so shameful, and the dress had sleeves and everything, long robe with sleeves, and that shows that you are a virgin. And she was a princess to one of the daughters of the king, and because she had so much shame, she ripped the long robe that she wore, and she put ashes on her head. That was how painful that she felt. She lived a life with so much pain. Tamar lived a desolate woman in her brother Absalom's house. So she no longer lives with her father anymore. She lives with her brother because of the shame that she's caused. Because when you're a virgin and you're no longer a virgin, you're no longer a child anymore. And her other brother is telling her, don't keep this too hard. But in the meantime, he himself, Absalom, which is the good brother, tells her, don't keep it too hard. But in the meantime, he's keeping it too hard, because when you continue going on in this chapter, it talks about how Absalom murders Amnon, the brother that actually raped her. And when you continue reading, you see how the murder happens and how David reacts. He didn't do anything to the young boy who raped the sister, which is his daughter. Which is, I'm like, oh my God, like, this is very sick. And when you go back into history and you see what David's life was like, King David's life was, and how he fell in love with a woman and slept with her and killed her husband just to be with her, you know, sexually. So basically what happened is that the same sin he committed before he had children is the same sin his own child did. So I guess the king did feel that he had the right authority to say, no, I'm gonna punish you for what you did, you know? And it's like, I think a sense of guilt because, hey, what he did, now his son is doing the same thing, and he don't feel like, I think that the king don't feel like he have the right, or he's the right person in the position to be telling his son not to do this when he himself committed that same sin. And so what happens now is that the other son takes charge and kills Amnon, who committed this big sin. And he flees, and he goes away to a different place, to I think one of his grandfathers, his maternal grandfather's house. And it gets more interesting, you guys. And I'm like, wow, even from the beginning there was rape. And it's very sad that it had to be a sibling. And nowadays, when you look at life right now and what's happening, what's going on, people fighting each other, killing each other, these are things that happened before and they're repeating over and over again. And that's why I will say that it's very important that we pray, that we get to know who God is and how to allow Him to be in our life daily, and how we need Him to help us, to guide us, and allow the Holy Spirit to show us what is right, what is good, and allow us to know when to control our emotions, our desires. We need to control our desires, because if you don't control your desires, you might end up seeing yourself sleeping with another man, sleeping with another woman while you're with someone. And it's like, you need to allow God to control you. Pray daily and apply His word, because the more I learned that through the whole year, is that the more you stay closer to the word, is the more you stay further from certain activities that's part of the world. And that's when you start behaving a certain way, and God starts showing you things. And it's like, wow. And once you just leap out of this, out of talking to God, communicating with Him, you start seeing yourself drawn away, and you're like, oh my God, please forgive me for what I've done. And it's like, it's a habit that we all need to learn. And I'm just doing my best to draw close to God and meditate, pray. You know, that's what I've been doing. So I've been trying to curate my office space as a room where I can do my videos, okay, obviously, and have one-on-one with Him and share with you my moments, because it's very, very interesting. And I know I'm going around a topic right now, but I've learned that through the word, it shows you how to communicate with people, how to treat people, and how to be nice and not be evil, and not do revenge, and not commit adultery, staying pure, staying faithful to God. And when you be faithful to Him, you'll also be faithful to people who's around you, and being more wiser. The word is very strong. And the word was always there in the beginning, and it will always be here at all times. And no matter what happened, He will help you. And I've been keeping this in my head. I want to repeat to you guys Psalm 121 verses 2. My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. Okay? And He created everything. He should be the first person, the first priority of who we should be running to when we have an issue. And I just know that we need to be careful of our choices, our decisions, what we're doing, and how to have self-control over our mind, our thoughts, and every action we take, we must be careful and think twice of the action that we're about to take. And is it the right choice? Is it the wrong choice? That's what I was thinking about when I read about lust with the youth, and it's all about self-control. And God can help you, whoever you are, whoever this video reaches out to. I don't care how many views I have, But what matters to me is toward the end that I touched your heart and that you know that, hey, if you're going through a certain situation like this, like you have lustful desires, pray God that He can help you to control those emotions, control your mind, and to know how to stay in control of those emotions. So, so He can help you, guide you, show you the way. And it's tough, but it's capable. It's capable. It's possible. So, yeah. Be careful what you see. Be careful where you set your foot at. Be careful where you're gonna go to. If you know you're gonna go somewhere and you know it's gonna involve people of the world who's gonna be doing negative things, why put yourself in that position? Be wise. Be wise. And I just wanted to end it here because I'm gonna probably talk about a new book, but I might continue off because the story still continues, and I want to see what happens to Absalom, who killed his brother, and what he's gonna do next. And I'm probably gonna talk to you about that more because the story is very interesting. I really like it. I really do. So, you guys, I want to tell you guys bye. Thank you, and remember to always subscribe on this channel. Come again, more videos coming, more intimate videos, one-on-one. This is me blogging, okay, just talking, and just, relating life and the world together. That's basically what I really want to do mostly on my channel, is put the world plus the Bible and comparing them and telling you what I think about it and how we should react towards certain things that we see in our life, and how we can apply new changes in our life and how God wants us to live our life. That's what I want to do in this video, in this channel, so we can see how can we relate, what should a Christian be doing, what we should not be doing. That's what I plan on doing, and maybe we'll walk out, into the world together and travel, and hopefully you guys like my video. If you like what you see and hear and want to see more videos, thumbs up and subscribe. Love you guys. Bye.